Hello friends, welcome you to our channel where you can learn English through movies. I am Jack.
And I am Jill. Today, we welcome you to learn with us some key historical and political vocabulary with the movie Lincoln.
The chamber was noisy with passionate voices. A congressman declared, "This legislation will change the course of our nation. We must pass the amendment to abolish slavery." Another representative countered, "If this amendment passes, it could lead to Reconstruction, disrupting our current system." President Lincoln watched the debate unfold. "We must preserve the Union, no matter how contentious this fight becomes," he said to his aides.
Let's look at the new vocabulary we have learnt. Legislation. This means laws proposed or enacted by a governing body. The legislation was passed after hours of debate. Amendment. This means a formal change to a law or constitution. The First Amendment guarantees freedom of speech. Reconstruction. This means the period of rebuilding or reorganization, often after a conflict or disaster. The country underwent reconstruction after the war. Union. This means the states or territories united under one government, often referring to the northern states during the Civil War. Lincoln fought to preserve the Union.
In the room, Lincoln leaned forward. "We must convince Congress to ratify the 13th Amendment. This is not merely a legal decision, but a moral imperative." The Secretary of War interjected, "The military supports this move, but opposition remains strong in the House." Lincoln responded, "We'll use diplomacy and careful negotiation. Let's appeal to their sense of justice and the future of our democracy."
Let's look at the new vocabulary we have learnt. Ratify. This means to formally approve or confirm a decision or law. The treaty was ratified by all member states. Opposition. This means resistance or disagreement with an idea or proposal. The bill faced strong opposition in the Senate. Diplomacy. This means the skill of managing relations, often between governments. Diplomacy was key to avoiding further conflict. Democracy. This means a system of government where power lies with the people, often through elected representatives. Democracy ensures that every citizen has a voice in the government.
Mary Todd expressed concern, "Abraham, you carry the weight of the nation. This war has tested your leadership and drained our resources." Lincoln sighed. "True emancipation is not just freeing the slaves. It's ensuring they have a place in society. This is our legacy to future generations."
Let's look at the new vocabulary we have learnt. Leadership. This means the ability to guide or direct a group. His leadership during the crisis was commendable. Resources. This means supplies or assets needed to function or achieve goals. The war depleted the country's financial resources. Emancipation. This means the act of freeing someone from legal, social, or political restrictions. The emancipation of slaves was a turning point in history. Legacy. This means something handed down from the past, such as achievements or values. His legacy includes significant reforms in education.
The room was solemn as Lincoln took up his pen. This document represents justice, equality, and the promise of freedom. An aide added, "Its enactment will set a precedent for future reforms." Lincoln replied, "We've overcome intense partisanship to achieve this milestone. Let's hope the Constitution now reflects the values of our nation."
Let's look at the new vocabulary we have learnt. Enactment. This means the process of making a law official or effective. The enactment of the new law took months. Partisanship. This means strong allegiance to one's political party, often causing division. Partisanship delayed the passing of the bill. Constitution. This means the foundational legal document outlining a country's principles and laws. The Constitution guarantees individual rights.
Standing before a crowd, Lincoln spoke, "The war has ended, but our work begins anew. We must rebuild our nation and uphold the principles of liberty." He continued, "If we falter now, the sacrifices of our soldiers will have been in vain. Let us strive to create a government that embodies the ideals of equality and justice."
Let's look at the new vocabulary we have learnt. Principles. This means fundamental beliefs or values guiding behavior or decisions. The principles of freedom and justice are enshrined in the law. Equality. This means the state of being equal in rights and opportunities. The movement fought for racial and gender equality. Justice. This means fairness in treatment and the administration of laws. The courts are responsible for upholding justice.